everyone. Welcome back to a very special episode of Apologetically Me. I'm Maggie.
I'm Special Wanda.
Well, I'm just Maggie. Anyways, so the reason why it's special is because this is our 10th episode. Who would have thought we've been going on for this long? Thank you to Wanda, my other half, my significant other. I love you. I wouldn't do this podcast without you. I couldn't do this podcast without you. I'm so happy we've been around for this long. And thank you to the fans too for keeping us motivated. I mean, like we did this as a creative outlet and we thought it'd be really fun, and we're really narcissistic and love the sound of our voices. So this was like all a plus. So we really love all your support.
Yeah, what she said.
Great. Anyways, um yeah, this was fun. Yeah, so today's episode is going to be online dating. We're going to have a special guest join us. We're going to talk about the world of online dating, the stigma around it. We're going to play some games. But before we get into that, Wanda, tell the people what you got going on.
So I guess it's not what I have going on, but the Asian community at large. So by the time this episode comes out, it's probably been almost a week that this has happened. But what happened in Atlanta and the shooter that killed 8 back that the cops and the media are kind of downplaying what he did as it wasn't a hate crime. It was just, oh, he could have chose anyone, but it just so happened to be 8 Asian. Not a hate crime though.
Yeah, like the sheriff was saying, "Oh, the guy had a bad day."
Yeah. I have bad days. I don't kill 8 people when I have bad days. Maybe one person. I'm kidding. I don't kill anyone. Everything that's been going on, I guess, with like what's happening with like older Asian people and like the getting assaulted in broad daylight and everything, like why? Like why are you doing this? And why isn't like the police officers and the media doing anything to, I guess, stop this? But also, why aren't they doing anything to denounce the fact that what's happening? Why are we supporting white supremacy?
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have said it better. I don't understand, like, no, I do understand what's going on. It's because Asians have just been like kind of brushed under the rug for so long, and they like people see them as like close to white people anyways. So things that happen to the Asian community, it just gets brushed under the rug like, oh, whatever. Like insignificant. Like Asian people only matter when they fit into the narrative of like Hollywood's thing, like to be sexualized or whatever. Like the guy was an incel. Also, I don't like seeing the guy's face everywhere. I really wish I could report it. I don't want to know his name, but they're putting his face everywhere. There, people are defending him, and it's just like it's disgusting. It's horrible, and I don't like that. It seems like every year we need to have like a different movement. Like last year was Black Lives Matter. This year is now hate, like stop Asian hate. Like when is this going to end? When can we all agree that hate crimes, racism is bad? Like how many movements do we need until it's finally like, oh, okay, white supremacy is bad?
As a side note, don't post yellow squares on your social media. It's
Yeah,
racist.
please don't do that. I don't know why people were doing that. Um, yeah, I saw a tweet and I sent it to Wanda. Um, it made me sad, but it also made me kind of laugh.
Yeah. Like, I think it's funny, and I hope it comes from a good place where they're like, oh, I'm just doing this to raise awareness. Racism is bad. Don't kill people.
It has not ended, despite our
Mhm.
episode 4 of talking about Asians. Racism has not ended. We don't have as much influence as we thought we did, Wanda.
Okay, Maggie, what is your update this week?
I don't want to go from like your like very current relevant update to my like shallow like puppy one. So I started watching Baby Daddy because Wanda described it very well, and my friends also described it well. Like they've been talking about it for years, and I was never sold. I was like, okay, I finally have like Disney Plus. I need another show to binge. Let's do this. So in the show, there's like a love triangle. Like two guys are in love with the one girl loves the one guy, back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And the suspense was killing me. And everyone knows about like everyone knows how it ends because the show's over now. And like people kept talking about it. I told someone about it. They Googled it. They saw how it ended. And I'm like, fuck, everyone knows but me. This is like unfair. So then I caved because no one would give me any hints. All I asked was, "Is it a happy ending? Is it an ending that I would have wanted?" I guess, like, in hindsight now, I guess I can see that's a really big spoiler, but anyways, I caved. I Googled it. I got people really upset with me. I have betrayed trust.
A good segue to my beef of the week, as I mentioned, is Maggie literally begged me on multiple occasions to tell her what happened. Like she was like, "Give me any hint. Like, am I going to be happy with it? Is it one of the brothers? Like, who does she end up with?" Oh, by the way, the love triangle is between two brothers, but the
What
timing
did
is
I
just
say?
never right. You just said two guys, but like I'm just
Oh, okay, yeah.
specifying it's two
Wait,
brothers, so it makes it even worse. Um, and then I was like, "No, I can't tell you. Like, I hope no like make sure no one else tells you either." She even sent me screenshots of like her other friends being like, "Oh, like I'll tell you a hint or something," but it was a very vague hint, so it didn't really help at all. And then she was like, "Please, I'm dying here. Please just tell me." And I'm like, "No. You have to watch it because the entire premise of the show is based on like who she ends up with. Like that's the big like will they won't they cliffhanger that like goes all the way until like season 5 season 6ish. um and then she decides a few days ago to Google it because even though I explicitly said do not Google this, do not spoil it for yourself, she came to me tail between her legs being like, "Hey, I Googled it and I'm so sorry." But like, why
no
did you need to
regrets
Google this?
because I need to know everything. Knowledge is power, okay? I have no regrets about this. I can watch this happily now.
But like you ruined the surprise. Like that was like the
Who ha
big thing of the
who
show. Like
doesn't like
you
surprises? Tell me, who likes surprises?
basically like she ruined the show for herself. Maggie does this all the time. She always reads like the Wikipedia page of shows and stuff, even if she doesn't watch them. Like sometimes I'll tell her to watch something and she's like, "Well, I Wikipedia'd it and I don't think I'll like it." I'm like, "Well, you miss a lot of like the nuances and everything." Like imagine if you Googled baby daddy and what happened, you wouldn't care. Like now that you've watched it, you're invested and you're like, "Yes, I care about the outcome of this now." You know?
But now I care even harder.
No, you don't. You
Yeah, I do. I still watch it.
the moment that I found out who she finally ended up with was like a relief. Like it was like a breath of fresh air. I was so like, yes, like finally, they finally decided on who it was. And it was a good moment. It was like good TV. So like delayed gratification.
Just don't like being left out. I'm
I
very FOMO person.
you
Please,
were watching the show. You would have finished it. Like, come on.
please stop excluding me. I just wanna fit in. I just wanna talk what everyone else is talking about, okay?
We weren't talking about it to you. We are just saying like, "Oh, it's a good show," or like we'll make
And you were
references.
all rubbing it in my face.
No. This is why
You're
Maggie
rubbing it in my
thinks
face.
that people bully her.
Moving on. I don't really have any beef this week, but I have a crush of the week.
Okay.
Um, my crush of the week oh, it's a mix. No, okay. My crush of the week is Dua Lipa. I don't know if you've seen her Grammy performance. I have been watching it on repeat. She is the most beautiful person alive. Like, holy shit. She's amazing. First of all, Levitating song slaps. Don't Stop Now also slaps. She looked amazing. Choreography, amazing. Performance, great. Vocals, great. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Grammys, and apparently a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't watch the Grammys because
Mhm.
like it was like what 50% decrease in viewership.
Our topic this week, we will be joined by a guest later, but our topic is online dating from faux pas to yes pa.
Can you tell I came up with that? Because like it's
Like,
brilliant.
I saw it and then I didn't laugh, but now the second I read it out, it's really funny. So today's topic is online dating. Is it from faux pas to yes pa? Is it better for girls or guys? We're gonna have a special guest join us later, giving us the male perspective because apparently girls' perspectives, well, it's only one-sided. We need the 360 point of view. Okay, so what is online dating? Well, pretty self-explanatory. Dating online. But Wanda, tell the people how you think the stigma has changed over the years.
I think it's gotten a lot better. Like even the last like 5 or 6 years, like just the evolution of like people meeting and like getting together because of it and like getting married because of it. Like now it's almost it's like an acceptable form now. It's like as acceptable as like hitting someone up in a coffee shop and being like, yeah, that's our meeting story, you know? So it's like I'm glad that's happening because like I remember like 6 years ago everyone was like, oh, I don't want to go on that. That's so like not trashy, but it's like people just didn't really want to admit that they were on like online dating.
Yeah, 100%. I think even to this day, I think there's still a little bit of weird stigma around it. Like, not with maybe it is with our friends. Like, no, with our friends, it's kind of like, oh, so you met on Tinder, but people won't admit that they met on Tinder.
Hmm.
Like they're afraid to admit it. So there is still like kind of a weird stigma around it because I think those dating apps have the stigma of hookups or like you're just there for like a casual thing and like you're embarrassed that the casual thing turned serious.
Yeah. Or that like um you didn't meet in a traditional way or like you it might be like a self-conscious thing where it's like, oh, I couldn't meet people just naturally or how like other people meet people, so then I have to hide how I actually met someone, you know?
I personally think that there is no really big difference between online dating and in-person dating. So realistically, I would prefer the rom-com version, the meet cute. But let's be real here, ladies. If a man approaches you in a grocery store,
Mm.
you're probably gonna run away, especially with a mask on. Yeah, I don't trust you. Like I only see the first half of your face. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so no. So like what I'm saying is online dating and in-person dating is very similar. Like you're judging people based off how they look, right? Online dating is a little bit better because they have kind of an intro of like, look, this is how old they are. Look, this is what their bio says. Would you get along with them? Do you think they're funny? Whereas like in person it's just looks. Like you're going to approach someone based off how they look. You don't know their personality yet.
And from like another perspective too, it's like people have said that like online dating have made females more shallow and stuff because like you maybe like look at someone for like 10 seconds and then you choose to make that decision to swipe left or swipe right, right? So I think it's kind of the same as like in person where it's like you're still shallow if you approach someone because like you don't know what their personality is unless you've been watching them from across the way for the last 30 minutes and then at which point that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, I think it's just about because like technology is so new, it's just about waiting for the older generation to accept it. I think maybe they're the ones with all the stigma because I think like millennials, Gen Zs, like they're all pretty okay with online dating.
I think it depends on the like on the person, like, but it's not one of those like you don't get judged for it at all.
Mhm. I know there's a weird stereotype with guys. Um, so like some context, there's like some drama going on in the TikTok community, and the one guy was quoted saying, "Men who use dating apps are weak." And then
Mm.
all his ex-girlfriends came out and they're like, "Wait a minute, we met on a dating app."
A lot of people who use those who like say those things are also the same people who use like the apps and everything, but they're like trying to hide it and deflect and everything. So
So we talked about the stigma behind online dating. What are some online dating app stereotypes?
I'm gonna go like app by app through the years kind of thing.
Okay, nice.
So I think what started it all, and like correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Christian Mingle.
What about eHarmony?
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Sorry. My mind is just like Christian Mingle. That's but
Because
that's what
you're
I was
really
thinking.
Christian, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. um yeah, eHarmony. That was like the OG, the website and everything. The stereotype for that I think is like older people trying to find love.
I think how eHarmony marketed themselves, but yeah, how they marketed themselves was like, if you're ready for marriage. And I
Mhm.
remember back in the day, I would sign my friends up as a joke, but it's a very long process. There's like 10 like, pages you have to fill out of like really dedicated questionnaires. And then you'd have to pay for it on top of that to get your matches.
So I guess like after that, like what was kind of big was like Okcupid.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So, like they've OkCupid has been around for a very long time. The person who created it also wrote a very interesting book about it. Highly recommend. Very good read if you're into like uh data and information like or like general information about like dating sites and everything. Like in the book there's this thing where it's like as men get older, their taste in women are still around the same 20 to 25 range, but like as women get older, they want men to like be older than them until they get to a point of like 40 and 50 and then they want the men to be younger than them.
Gross.
I don't know if I have any like stereotypes for that. For like I loved it because you could just answer a bunch of questions. Like kind of like they always had those like how would you raise your like how would you raise your children or something. Like are you super religious or like they just and it was like fun going through all those questions and like learning about yourself rather than like actually finding people on there.
It used to be really good. I've used it, like, a long time ago, and I remember, like, it would give you, like, a percentage of who you'd match with based
Mhm.
off the questions you answered, and it's fun looking at other people's questions too because they throw out some, like, left field ones out there, like, "Would you date a serial killer?" Or, like, "Would you have sex on top of a grave?" or something, and those were, like, "No" to me. I mean, no judgment to people, but, like, that's not what I'm looking for. So, it's funny to see other people's responses too, if they make them public.
Yeah.
But I think over the years, I think I checked it out too, like, recently, and it's gotten really bad. I think the guy sold it to someone and they just, like,
Oh.
ruined the interface.
Is there like a stereotype that goes with it though? Like I don't.
I don't remember. I don't think so. I just thought it was, like, a generic one. I
Yeah.
think when I did start, like, seriously online dating, Okcupid was the first one I went to. So, now I'm thinking I signed up because I heard it was a little bit more, like,
Serious?
personal. Yeah, serious and personal than
Mhm.
Tinder. Because I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, I would love to know people's personality." Like, personality is a huge thing to me. But then you have to find a balance because sometimes personality isn't it, ladies.
Ouch.
Said what I said. Looks and
Ouch.
personality matter, okay?
Love is not blind.
Then Tinder was a huge thing.
Yes, the iconic movement of, like, going from web to mobile, which was,
Maggie.
like it spurred the whole, like I call that the what is it? The mobile dating age, where it's, like, it just started all the other, like, mobile, like, Bumble, Hinge, and everything after that. If you really think about it, the stereotype's not that great for that app.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's been pretty toxic since it came out because it was, like, the first of its kind. I think
Mhm.
it got the blunt of all the critics, all
Yeah.
the technology critics, where it's like it's a hookup app, like, people are only on there to, like, have sex, like, you're only judging people based off looks, which is, yeah, accurate, but it's, like, how you also meet people in person. Um, I personally don't love Tinder. I mean, it's quick, it's cool, um,
It gets the job done.
job done. How do you react when you see people you know on Tinder?
I think it's funny, and I used to always swipe right, and then I'd be like, "Hey, fancy seeing you here."
I don't like it because the people who see me always super like me. And I'm like, "Why did you do this? Why did you waste your super like on me?" And they're like, "Haha, I'm not gonna use it anyways."
I think that's part of the stigma too, right? Like, seeing people on there, you're like, "Ugh, like, why are you on there?" Even though you're on there at the same time kinda thing. Like,
Yeah.
it makes you a bit uncomfortable, so I think, like, being like, accepting that and, like, just, like, I don't know, liking them, unliking them, doesn't matter what you do, just but, like, just accepting it that they're there and then just, like, move on.
I was talking to my friend about networking, and I was like, "You know what? Think about it like dating." I think personally networking is way more fun than dating, but if you think about it like that, kind of the same. Like, you're gonna stalk the guy a little bit beforehand. You're
Mhm.
gonna find out his interests. You're gonna share, like, interesting things about yourself. You're genuinely, like, interested in getting to know the person more. Working and dating are the same.
Yeah. I think I've said this before where it's like a coffee chat is basically like a first date. Like a coffee chat with like a recruiter or something.
I love coffee chats.
I would not. I think I find dating much easier than networking, even though it's very similar, right? But it's like one is just easier. Like one I feel more myself in, or I can be more myself. The other one is like the professional Wanda, the in a blazer Wanda. So
Maybe professional Maggie is my default.
yeah, maybe that's who you are truly inside.
I I vaguely remember going to, like, one of my first high school parties, and I was meeting this person and I shook their hand. And then afterwards I walked away, I was like, "Hmm, why did I shake their hand? That's a little bit weird."
You know that thing where it's like always be selling, but like always be networking?
That's me.
What came subsequently to Tinder, which was Bumble. Um, from when I used to go on it, I always found that the guys were way more attractive. And recently I just learned that they have like a great call to action as well. So if you don't like, because it's always the girls that message first on Bumble, right? So if the female doesn't message the guy within 24 hours, then like the match disappears, which I think that's great because like sometimes like people just never talk or like never say anything to you and they just stay there forever. But the fact that there's like an expiring match, it really increases that urgency to start talking.
Mhm. I agree. It's really great. And I like so before, like with online dating, I was always like, "Oh, the guy should message me first. Like, why should I do it? Like, he needs to show that he's interested in me." But then I was talking to my friend about it and I thought about it some more too. It's like now it like gets rid of the mystery and the suspense there of you
Mhm.
match, now what? Now the girl knows she's the one to do it. Like there's a clear call to action. You're right.
And the fact that they have, like, a networking option on there as well, like, I don't know how comfortable I would be to be using Bumble for networking because I feel like there's a very fine line there between, like, is this a date or, like, is this actually, like, a networking opportunity?
What pictures would you use?
My LinkedIn photo.
But how many, like, professional pictures can people really have? Like, I have
Ah,
2 maybe.
professional from all angles. Side profile, other side profile, front, from the back. And then there's Hinge, which I never got to use because it came out only like a couple, like a not a couple, but like a few years ago.
I've used Hinge before. So the stereotype around Hinge was that, like, if you're looking for a really serious relationship, that's the app you wanna get. And, people I think, like, Hinge's marketing too is it's designed to be deleted. So it's encouraging people to, like, meet up, get rid of the app,
Mhm.
and find your really significant other. Um, I personally don't love Hinge though, because it's still like the same thing where it's like, who's gonna message first? Like, I don't know.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. But I think with online dating, I am very moody. And I think a lot of girls can relate to this too. Like we go through periods where we have it, periods where we delete it. I
Mhm.
think like the longest I've had it was like 3, 4 months.
I think I would go through, like, when I used to use it, like, I would create an account, go through it, and be like, "Okay, I'm tired of, like, all of these guys." Delete my account, and then start again, like, a few weeks later or a few months later or something. And then, like, I would, like, end up rematching with some people, and they're like, "Didn't we already match?" And I'd be like, "Ignore, unmatch, goodbye."
It's weird when you see them on, like, other apps too, 'cause and
Yeah.
then you still continue to match and you're like, "Hmm, so we recognize each other, but you're not gonna message me, and I'm not gonna message you. Good deal. Nice seeing
Yeah.
you."
It's like if you have the same commute as somebody every single day, but you never really acknowledge each other.
I think I've gotten really good at online stalking though. It's funny because Sarah, like my sister-in-law, she was like, "Hey, like I'm trying to like me and my friend are trying to figure out if her son or whatever it got his girlfriend pregnant or if she's pregnant with someone else. Can you go stalk on Facebook to figure this out?" And I was like, "Hey, listen, like I'm good, but I'm not that good. Like I can't do a paternity test or a DNA thing here. Like I can only find out as much as people want to share on social media."
Yeah, unless they're sharing their sex tape, I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna find an answer to that.
If anyone has any tips on how I can do this. This was about 8 years ago, I'm sure I can find out if they had the baby.
Did you ever find out if he was the dad?
No,
You didn't find out or no, he is not the
he's not the
dad?
dad.
Oh, okay. I was like, "Oh, so he's just raising the kid for the last 8 years."
Let me go tell him right now.
I guess that's my knowledge of, like, dating apps. Is there anything else that I might have missed?
I mean, there's a lot of apps out there, things
Okay.
have changed. Do you want me to list all of them?
Yeah, okay, list all the popular ones.
So Heartcade I've talked about before, that one's pretty popular,
Mm,
or it's not popular, but it was, like, the new, like, hip thing that we've been seeing in our city.
mhm.
And just, like, as a reminder, it's kind of like Love is Blind, you don't see each other, but you just match and you just talk, and, like, a chat butler will give you questions, and then you both have to consensually match, and then it will reveal your profile. There's also a cool one called The League. It's supposed to match you with working professionals. I personally have not tried it, but when I was reading about it, apparently there is a waiting list for it. Like, it's apparently, like, super elite. Like, they only want you if, like, you're hot and you have a really good, like, high-paying job.
Again, where's that line that goes for this is networking and this is actually a date?
Huh, that is a good point.
Because it's like, if they want you because you're hot, like, why? Like, why do you need someone who's hot to network with?
Hey, man, I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you. There's also Plenty of Fish.
Yeah.
So this one, I had heard positive things from my friend about it, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, like, my cousins, like, they met up on here, like, they're married now. It's great. Great app. Success rate." But when I tried it, like, it's weird because I put my preference as men, but girls still message me and they're like, "Hey, like, I'm not looking for anything. I have a boyfriend. Like, I just want some friends." I'm like, "How did you get in here? This is weird." But then they start asking me for like very weird personal things. They're like, "Hey, like, your brows look great. Like, I think we're the same like body size too. Like, do you want to like swap pictures or something?" I'm like, "Okay." Okay, calm down here. I'm not gonna get scammed like this so quickly. And this happens a lot on Plenty of Fish. Um, Again, I don't know if they changed it. It's been a while since I've used it. It's a funny app though. There's also Coffee Meets Bagel. That was pretty popular. A lot of my friends had also used this and got success. Um, I think I got bored of it and deleted it pretty quickly. This
What's your
episode is me deleting things.
what's your definition of success?
As in like they're in relationship, like
Okay.
3 years strong, almost engaged for a couple.
Wow.
Yeah.
How are
So
you almost engaged?
they've been talking about rings.
Ah, okay.
So they both consensually know about this.
Okay.
But that one you get matches at noon for some reason,
Because that's
and
when lunchtime is.
oh, that's why coffee meets bagel. Ah, smart. But also, like, I'm an impatient person, and I don't wanna wait till 12.
Yeah. At least it gives you something to look forward to every day.
Let's see what coffee meets bagel shows me today. Some
Yeah.
prospects, some
It's
suitors.
it's like a shot of dopamine.
Is it?
Well, that's a big reason why I used, like, dating apps, like, back in the day because it was like, "Tell me I'm pretty." Like, Trixie Tang from,
Oh,
like, Fairly
okay,
Odd Parents.
that's true.
Like
Validation, you're right.
yeah, exactly.
Actually, that's a good point. I think maybe I get it for, like, a little bit, and then I delete it because I was like, "Okay, I'm done. People have told me I'm pretty enough. I can delete it."
Whenever you go through a rough patch, you, like, download all the apps, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm okay now," and delete all apps.
But also, like, please make sure you're 18 or older.
Don't set your age to 18 and be like, "Haha, I'm actually only 16 or 17." That's
Another
dangerous.
thing too, like, I don't get how on people's profile they're like, "Oh, I'm not actually this age. I'm this age. I just don't know how to change my profile." Like, are you stupid? It's not that hard. You go to settings and change your age.
Yeah. Unless you're younger than 18, then it doesn't let you change it to, like, 18 plus.
There are people in their 20s, like, doing this. I think the worst advice I got related to age was from my friends who were like, "Oh, you should set your age preferences to 35 and older." And I said, "Pardon? I am a baby. I am." At the time, I was, like, 22, and I was like, "No, I just graduated. I'm not looking out for 35-year-old or 40-year-old." And she was like, "Oh, yeah, it's actually great, like, guys in their 30s or 40s know what they want, and, like, they're not afraid, like, they're very confident, like, that's who you wanna be with." I was like, "Okay, what if they have kids? Like, you wanna go out with someone with kids? That you're gonna be, like, the same age as their daughter or son." And she was like, "Yeah, that's happened a couple times." I'm like, "Oh, right, to each their own."
I will like, it maybe set your radius farther, but I wouldn't necessarily set your age above a certain amount if you're not willing to go up to that amount.
Yeah, maybe it also goes back to, like, a sugar daddy thing.
Yeah, there's other apps for that.
So, apparently, like, on the guys' version, like, girls or maybe for Americans, but girls will drop their Venmo more likely.
Mm,
They'll be like, um pay me $5 and see what happens, or things like that. So maybe, like, sugar daddies can come from all apps.
Yeah, I guess. I I don't know. Don't do that either. I don't like that. It feels scummy. You're just in it for the money. Go on OnlyFans.
I don't think we have Venmo.
Yeah, that too. E-transfer, indirect e-transfer, 'cause it's like it's not the time or place. We have so many apps and everything's so specialized now. Like there's if you want to do that, there's apps for you. I guess that's like a thing with like being a female. I've never run into bots, but I think males do it like it happens to males all the time.
I've accused someone of being a bot.
Oh. How did you prove that they were not a bot?
I didn't. It was just like, "Oh, are you a bot?" And they said, "No." And I said, "Sounds like something a bot would say."
End of conversation.
Yeah, then they unmatched me.
Aw, that's
But
okay.
it's for the best. I don't wanna
Yeah.
be with a bot. Like, girls have a sixth sense about these things, and we
Mhm.
kind of have to. So I think girls are pretty cautious when it comes to online dating.
Yeah, because it's like it's the whole safety thing too, right? Like,
Mhm.
even if you don't end up meeting up, it's like you don't know what could happen from this person just seeing your face. Like,
Yeah.
they could start stalking you just based on that, and it's not hard to find people through social media, as Maggie has pointed out.
It's always a little sketch to me when people don't have social media.
I don't have we've been through this.
Yeah, and I told you you're sketch, right?
Okay, well, I like being invisible.
Okay, we're back with our special guest. We have Nick, friend of the podcast, longish time listener. Nick, say hi to the people.
Hello, people.
Great. Thanks, Nick. So it just goes to show that if you're a longish time listener and you're a fan of us, we're going to have you on our show at one point or another. So we were on a discussion of online dating because the perspectives of two ethnic women are not enough. We need to have a guy in here too. Oh, and we could do like an advice segment. Like maybe if you didn't do this, we would have swiped right.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe if you weren't holding a fish, we would have swiped right.
Can we
Oh
talk
my.
about how many fish pics there are?
Or horse
Is that a
girls.
thing? Yeah. Is there the same thing for guys too? Like, do girls hold fish pics?
Uh, damn. What's like the most common? There's like so many girls on camels for some reason. No, I'm just kidding.
That's me.
I was like, Maggie has a picture on a camera.
I'm sorry.
Nah. Yeah, I think like for girls, I don't know what the stereotypes are. I heard for guys though, it's like on Tinder, it's like a shirtless rock climbing photo and
Mm.
like fish pics. Um, yeah, I don't know what it is for girls. Oh, I guess like standing like at a party holding alcohol. Like some girls will literally be holding a drink in every single one of their photos.
I think
Yeah.
it's the same with for guys too. Like, if you swipe in like a university town, it's like picture of guy at 12 in like 12 bars shirt with his bros, picture of guy at club in 12 bars shirt with his bros, picture of guy drinking or playing beer pong.
But he's
Yeah.
never alone. He's always with a bro, and you can't tell who he is.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's that problem with girls too sometimes. There's never a single photo. It's always like groups.
I wonder if they do that on purpose,
Yeah, because then it's like if one of them's hot, then you swipe.
Yeah,
but
you
you
take the
can't tell them.
gamble.
Yeah.
Ah, strategic.
Which apps have you tried and for how long?
So, like, I've tried basically all of them that are free and aren't sketch, like eHarmony. Only because of that one time I did it as a prank, and it's like 10 pages long. Probably not that one.
What?
Oh, sorry, you've tried eHarmony?
Wait, you have tried eHarmony?
No, I have not.
Oh, you have
I did
not.
it as a joke.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was for like middle-aged people.
That's what
That's
Oh
I said
shit.
earlier.
Yeah, it's like after the first divorce kind of thing.
I don't think there's one that I've tried that's longer than the other. I think I get them all for like a consistent amount of time. Maybe Okcupid in the beginning for a longer time because I was like, oh, the other apps are all like sketch. They're all just like hookup apps. I'm not looking for that. Um, but then like I now it's just like, oh, whatever. Like it's an app. Like what's gonna cost me? It's just for some fun. It's fine.
What about you,
What
Nick?
Yeah, I downloaded like Tinder at like 22, so like I guess about a year and a half ago or something. Yeah, that one, it's like I thought it was pretty good, but then I think like maybe like 2 months ago or something, I downloaded Bumble and
Mm.
realized that one's like way better. A lot less like weird people. People actually like put more attention to detail into their profile, like where they actually work and stuff. So it's like you can like kind of tell if someone's like a waste you. No eHarmony for me.
Like, when I was younger, I did, like, everything. I keep on saying when I was younger because it's been so like, it's been a while, so it's like, I
How
don't
old
know.
are you really?
Like, the last time I think I was on one was, like, 5 years ago. So, a lot has changed since then, and but, like, I used everything, like, Hot or Not, Plenty of Fish, I think I went on once, Bumble, Tinder, Okcupid, like, everything just to be like, "What is out there?" And, like, I don't know, it's fun. Like, sign up processes suck, but it's fun to see, like, what each interface was like and which one was, like, better.
Yeah.
Because it was in the beginning, right? Like, things were just starting up during that time, like, there was a lot of developments happening, like, very quickly. Some not so good, like, being able to share pictures on Tinder, like, I don't think that was well thought out. You used to
Oh,
be able to share stories, which not good because you know, um,
a lot of dick pics.
yeah. And
Why would
then
you put that in a story?
uh,
No,
just
I'm not gonna judge. It's a whole other.
I don't know, man. It's the same reason of like why do you wear a trench coat and flash people out in the park? I'm sure it's very similar. Would you say a dating app has caught up to Tinder?
I don't know, like, at least, like, in my friend group, I feel like Bumble's, like, the one you like, if you want, like, a more serious relationship, you go on Bumble. I feel like Tinder's just, like, kind of a meme now.
Hmm.
I don't know, like, the people I talk to, it's like, they're all, like, from, like, uni or, like,
Mm.
in uni, I mean. Yeah, I find, like, Bumble's more like, I don't know, like, people in their 20s that actually want, like, a relationship, just from my personal experience.
Okay, so what are your experiences with each of them? Do you spend effort in creating your pictures or your bio, your profile? Wanda, did you do this in the past?
Um, I kind of so in the beginning, kind of, and then I morphed into not really at all. So like I used this one picture from prom in high school as like my first picture for like a very long time, and then I stopped caring. So then I used this one picture where I'm photoshopped on top of like the Spartan in 300, where they yell like "This is Sparta," but then mine says "This is Wanda," and then that was the picture I used for a really long time because I just didn't care anymore. And
Is
then
that the one you ran for student council president?
I don't know actually.
I
It
vaguely remember you had a Facebook group and you had that picture as the cover photo.
I also had it as my cover photo on Facebook back in the day, which it's kind of weird though because the picture, like the head of the picture is from when I was in grade 10. So like it feels a little bit catfishy and like
I've seen the picture and I can tell you it's not catfishy. You're good. But
okay,
also like your mouth is open, like you were yelling.
yeah.
It's
Um
not the best picture,
yeah,
but
hence
I
my I
think you're
stopped
fine.
caring. Anyways, what about you? Do you spend time curating your profile?
Um, I think it's tricky because people take bad pictures of I think I'm not a photogenic person, and I think my friends take bad pictures of me. And so I think it's a little bit tricky, and I I think I can only curate it so much. I have, like, pictures that I think I'm okay with, and then I use those ones, but generally, my rule of thumb is, like, don't take it too seriously and make it something that you like or that you would laugh at. Be yourself, be genuine, because if the other person doesn't like it, then it's probably not a good match anyways.
Yeah, that's why I use the Spartan picture to really weed out the people. It's a good picture. I still have it. I have a 6-foot version of it too.
I've seen it. It's yeah, it's a picture.
Yeah. Anyways, what about you, Nicholas?
Yeah, so I like, when I first downloaded the app, I realized that I had no good photos of me. So, yeah, I think, like, before I downloaded it, I spent, like, a little while just, like, accumulating good photos. So, I went to the rock climbing gym, took off my shirt, and took a photo. Everyone needs that. And then, yeah, like, after work, like, I went with my dog, and, my friend helped me take a bunch of photos, and then I looked at them, and I didn't like my hair, so I made her retake them all again. And, yeah, I actually, like, put some effort into actually, getting photos that looked half decent because, yeah, I'm not that photogenic either, so I don't normally just have good photos on my phone. So I actually had to put in some effort.
Feel that one.
Took the dog, huh? You took the get them with the dog.
So, I think there is a difference, like, guys will put a little bit more effort in, And my friend was telling me, like, her coworker had hired a photographer for the weekend to, like, follow him around the city, and he would,
Yeah.
like, just be candid, and the photographer would take pictures, and it was, like, super expensive. It was, like, a really, like, high-end photographer, but I guess, like, he got the profile he wanted.
What? Wait, isn't
Honestly,
like how you actually look more important?
I don't know what he was thinking. I respect it. Like, if you don't have pictures, I guess. Maybe ask your friends first.
I noticed like a strategy actually, like if the first profile is like them kind of like far away and I can't really see what their face looks like, then I'm more likely to like actually look through the profile and then I'm more likely to swipe right. So
yeah,
yeah.
take notes, everyone.
Mm,
Do both of you like read bios, or is it more of like depending on how hot they are, you might read the bio?
read the bio.
Always?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, no, I just like if they're not attractive, I'll be like, can the bio make up for it?
So both of you are like
Okay, that's a
always
good point.
bio people.
No, if they're hot, I'll just swipe right. But if
Oh,
they're
okay.
not, then I'll be like, let's see if the bio can win me over.
No, there is a catch-22 because if they're too hot, I don't trust it. Like, if it's,
Oof.
like, a super, like, good-looking person, like, their shirt is off, abs and everything, I'm like, "Oh, that's left." No, I don't trust it.
What? Why?
Because it could be because, like, okay, we had this whole thing where it's, like, hot people, like, that we don't trust them, like, they need to grow up a little bit ugly. Like, if they're too hot, they can't be trusted.
So if she matches with you, it means you're the perfect amount of attractiveness where she's not
I
suspicious.
I don't mean that. How do you react if they don't have a bio? If they're
Nice.
hot,
It
don't
depends. Sometimes I get like sometimes I'm like when I use a swipe, I was like I get into those moods where I was like very desperate for like matches, so then I would just swipe right anyways. But then there's other times where I was like super, super picky and I'm like, oh no bio, you're not worth my time. Swipe left.
you ever get, like, swipe regret where you're like, "Oh, why did I swipe on that? Like, what was I thinking?
You
Like,
should
what
just
was going through my."
unmatch.
Yeah, but then you feel bad because then they message you.
Why did you unmatch? They can't, but you unmatch them.
I mean, yeah, but then it's like, "Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't realize what I was doing." Oh, okay, no one else goes through that. Okay.
No, I don't really
Yeah.
go through. And I think this is one of those things that are like females have it better on dating apps than males do because you get lots of matches. Like I was telling Maggie this yesterday, where when I used to use it, I would get offended if someone didn't swipe right on me because every single other match would have been like an automatic match. So then, like, if I got to someone and it would, like I swiped right and it wasn't like it's a match, I'd be like, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me?"
In general, I think I agree too. Actually, no, at the beginning, I did not agree. I thought that girls had it harder, but now I see now that I have put more thought into it, I think that guys have it harder. Would you agree, Nick?
Yeah, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like I feel like the guys just like they're kind of picky, but I feel like they kind of just do like the initial like scrub like filter. They'll be like they'll swipe on like I guess like 80% of the people they like, but they won't really put in the effort. So like 20% of the people they swipe on they don't actually like. And then when the girl kind of like actually picks the people they like, and then after a few match, then like I found like at least on Tinder, like the guys usually message first, so the guy will only like message the people that he actually likes.
Hmm.
Like I've like swiped and like sometimes I'll just like swipe right on a bunch of people and then I don't realize like yeah I've matched with people that I literally have still not messaged because but I don't want to be rude and unmatched.
I go so we both go through the same thing.
Dan, why do you think it's rude though? Like you're not doing anything. They'll not like they won't find out about it.
I'm just lazy.
Yeah, I guess so. Like that's true. I guess you can't really if you actually care about what other people think, then you'll like burn out really fast. That's what I found. Like if you actually like put too much thought into like everything, then I feel like you'll burn out.
Mm.
Cause yeah, actually I didn't realize this, and then I saw in like the Bumble settings, it has like all these like links on stuff, it's like how to deal with rejection, like how to deal with like dating burnout and all this stuff.
Aw.
Cause yeah, like when I first downloaded, I was like overthinking everything. I was like, what's the perfect message to say? And then I'd send it, and then the person wouldn't message back and be like, damn, I just wasted my time. I like overthought everything, I guess. But now I'm just like myself. So I guess that's better anyways.
I think the thing is, it's just like don't take it too personally if someone doesn't match with you. Don't take it too personally if someone doesn't respond to you. And then make sure you check yourself before you wreck yourself from dating burnout.
Effort into it. I guess because like when I do stuff, I like to like
Mm,
I guess almost like a perfectionist. So like
yeah.
I took it almost like a side job kind of thing. Like I was like on Reddit and stuff, like being like, actually trying to like research like what's the best pickup line? Like how do you respond to these things, that thing? And then after that I realized like, oh shit, like I could finesse the person and like say the perfect thing, but then eventually they're gonna find out that that's not me. I just wanted to like match with everyone and everyone to like me, but they gotta like Nick, not like the theoretical perfect person to respond.
Can you give us an example of what Reddit has said?
Oh, I guess like one pickup line that works pretty well. Ah, what was it? Oh yeah, do you want to steal my comfiest sweater or something? And then whatever they say, then you say like, okay, I have like these two sweaters, and then like pick one, and you like explain them, and then the person like picks a sweater, and they say, okay, I'll make sure to wear that on the first date, and then you say, by the way, when is that?
Oh, so the other day, me and Maggie were kind of talking about it, where like if you when you first start dating, you have to try to, or like you don't have to be, but like most people put on this like facade of like a better version of who they are, or like a better version of who they think they are. So then like only after a while do you get comfortable and be like, ah, yes, this is truly like me. So like do you find that you guys like do that where um just like talking to people you haven't like fully let go yet?
I guess like I act myself, but like once in a blue moon, you have to like cancel because like an emergency comes up or like something with like work. It's
Mhm.
like I try to like avoid those like once in a while things like at the beginning, just because like they might be like, oh shit, maybe this isn't once in a while. And I was like, I don't want them to get the wrong impression, you know? It's like
So you're gonna
I guess
like
that's
flake a lot more. Like once you get to know them, you'll be like, I have so many emergencies. I have been hiding this from you.
no, I guess not. It's like if there's any possible way to avoid said emergency, then I will do it. Maybe I shouldn't do that though, because yeah, if they're not understanding and like they just like judge me and think that like I'm like lying to them, like oh man, it's like your grandfather died again. It's gonna happen on the daily. I don't bullshit, but I think there is like a honeymoon phase though.
Maybe I like to think that I'm genuine throughout the process, but maybe I'm like a nicer version of myself. I like to think that I'm like a genuine person throughout the whole like I'm like how I would talk to people is like how I talk to my friends. That's like the ideal scenario anyways. And my whole thing is like, okay, if they don't like my personality, like they can't handle it, then whatever, fine. How
Go
long
you.
did it take for you and Jordan for you to be like, oh, I am myself now?
Pretty fast. We were like friends before, and I think about it now, and it's like it's very like because that's like my least favorite part. It's like the discomfort that comes before like the comfort of like a long-term relationship, I guess. Yeah, I didn't end up being like a better version of myself because I was like, oh, whatever, we're just friends. Like nothing's gonna come out of this anyways. So it's like I'm just gonna be the me who's flaky, me who's lazy, me who's really aggressive when it comes to opinions and and like I asked a lot of like personal questions like very quickly cuz like I didn't really care. Like it was just like I just wanted to know because like I'm just that type of person. Like I'll be like do you want kids? Do you want to get married? Why not? Like all of those things. And like I didn't care because I was like, "Oh, you're just a friend to me."
You asked him why not?
Yeah.
We're gonna have Jordan on next week for him to dispute this.
I actually I think I ask these questions a lot because like now it's gotten to the point where it's like I'm so tired of like if I'm just like dating around for fun or whatever. So it's like every single relationship is like, what do you think about marriage? What do you think about kids? Because it's like I need to know that these things like align. And if they don't, then I'm like, I don't need this relationship.
On the first date, you're like, "What do you think about marriage? What do you think about kids?"
Honestly, I would ask them before we even met up. If I met them online or something, for like this example, I would be like, "Do you want to get married eventually? Do you want to have kids?" And if that doesn't align, then I'm like, I don't need to go on this date. But that's just me because I like to know things now. Like I've gotten to the point where I'm very straightforward about the things I need to know, and then everything else I'm like, I don't really care about. I guess moving on, it's like, what would you recommend for viewers who are having trouble getting matches? Maggie.
I mean, I don't really advice for both guys and girls. I only have generic advice, like be yourself, be genuine. Like if you're not getting matches, wait, no, I take it back. Okay, be yourself, but be cooler than yourself. Be you, but don't overdo it. You know what I mean?
We literally
Like,
just talked about the fact that you should be yourself and be fully yourself, and then you're like, by the way, don't be all of yourself.
don't overdo it because, like, I think maybe because our sense of humor is like maybe not for everyone. Oh wait, no, maybe that's a good. See, it's a catch 22. Okay,
Mhm.
be yourself. I take it back. Pictures do matter. Like first impression does matter. Like if you don't have any pictures of yourself, get a friend to do it. Get some friends to take nice pictures of you. Be yourself. Maybe like have another person look over your profile just in case. See if there's any spelling mistakes or something in there. Um, I think too something that's worked is like have like a call to action or something funny in your bio. I think like that helps. Like people will message you or help. And I think it's important for people to know like if you're not getting matches, like don't worry about it. Like don't take it too seriously. It's a fun thing. Have fun with the process.
Nicholas?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, just like make sure, like have a friend look over to make sure there's no red flags. Take some photos. If you have a pet, then
Mm.
include that pet.
I
Yeah,
don't have a pet, but I have siblings. Should I put my sibling in there?
No,
like
because that way it's like,
That be a pet.
okay,
dress
so
them up as a pet.
yes, but also no, gross.
People use like babies in their pictures, and they have. It's kind of weird to me because it's like, great, you have a baby, but also is that your kid?
I think that's the same thing with like a sibling. It's like, is that your friend? Is that your boyfriend? Is that your girlfriend?
Mm.
Is that your like, like it's very
Yep,
confusing.
but this is my pet.
Yeah, but if they're dressed up like a dog, then
Ugh. You don't want in on that family.
I think like a lot of profiles will have like them like posing with another guy, and then in the bio it'll like be like, "And by the way, the third photo is my brother." Just because they have to clarify that because it looks like they're literally with their boyfriend. It's like okay,
yeah. So don't post confusing pictures like that. Maybe just don't post pictures with the opposite sex. It's just kind of odd.
yeah, especially if it's like you have your arms around them,
Hmm.
then it might create the wrong impression, and people will be too lazy to like think about it, so they'll just be like, "I'm gonna just swipe left to avoid this mess."
Yeah.
Don't want in on this family.
What is this, Alabama? My general advice is be attractive and don't be unattractive.
This is this is
R slash Tinder's advice too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it's not wrong, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's not great advice. Like sorry if you're ugly. But also being ugly is subjective. Like your ugly is someone else's not ugly.
Yeah. My mom thinks I'm handsome. So, with all this talk about being online, have you ever met anyone off of a dating app and how did it go, Maggie?
Yes. I think in general it's been okay. I will say though, I think girls are more cautious. Like, like the pre thing, like when you even meet up with someone, you have to tell all your friends, not all your, like a couple people, like where you're going. Like you want them to know exactly where you're going. Like you're going to be prepared just in case. And I think that's just something that I don't know, maybe guys have to do it, but it's mostly a girl thing. I've been lucky enough that nothing bad has happened. I think it's good. I think
Mm.
only like one time that I was like, "Oh, I could potentially get killed. I must leave now." And I'm like very glad that like I told my friends. But other than that, like not bad.
Are you going to share the story?
He kept trying to take me to like a second location. It's like it's going to take like 10 minutes. Like just come outside to this forest. And I was like, "What? What do you mean go outside to this forest? No, thank you, sir. I must leave now. I must go home."
Wait,
Um,
like he told you to meet him somewhere, and then he changed the location last minute. He's like, "Actually, can we meet in the forest beside
no.
the Starbucks?"
So we were already at coffee, and then he was like, "Hey, like, let's go for 10 minutes into this forest. Like, I just need 10 minutes." And I was like,
Shut
"No."
I just need 10 minutes to kill you.
And I don't know why 10 minutes. I don't know how he timed things. So I would say to people, also my advice is talk to them online for a little bit longer. Like maybe not a day or like get to know someone for like at least a week or something. And then maybe meet up with them. Get a good vibe of them. See if they have serial killer vibes. And that's why I was saying before, I don't trust anyone who doesn't have social media because I need to stalk them a little bit, make sure that they're a real person, and I can contact their parents in case they try to kill me.
Yeah, because that's what you're gonna do. Not call 911, but be like, "I
I'm
have your
gonna
parents
message
on
their mom.
speed dial. She is gonna find out what you did tonight."
Yeah, I think wouldn't they be more scared of their mom than 911? What are the police gonna do? Let's be real here. Look at what's happening in the news. Nothing. What can moms do? A lot. The objective of the game is you want every round there's going to be a judge. You want the judge to choose your person. So each person is going to get like 10 white flags, we'll call them, and it's going to be good character traits. And they're also going to get 5 red flags, which are going to have like pretty shitty traits. So one person will be the judge each round. They don't get to play. And the other 2 people will try to create the perfect partner for the judge by selecting 2 white flags. And then the opposite person will try to ruin the perfect date by throwing in the red flag. So as an example, it could be like, I choose for Nick. This person is a great conversationalist. They're funny. Wanda throws in, yes, but they also um sell meth on the side. And then it goes on for the other person too. And then Nick will have to choose which person he likes. And then at the end, we'll total up the scores, see who wins. This person, Nick, actively listens to you and wants to be involved in your life. And your parents love them.
Do I say the red flag?
Yeah, okay, say your red flag.
But they are 20 years younger than you.
Not the worst thing in the world.
I think it is, especially because we're in our 20s.
They're 4 years old. No wonder your
That's
parents
why
love
your
them.
parents.
Okay.
Well,
They smell great. This perfect person smells great all the time and has the most attractive face you've ever seen.
but they are 2 children in a trench coat.
Nice. Okay. I see what you did there.
Oh no.
So now we will take our turns making our case.
My children are the children in the trench coat are slightly older than 4 years old. So like if that makes you feel any better. And also, who cares what your parents think realistically about like
No,
4 and 6-year-olds?
parents love them. Like, don't you want like a happy life with them and someone who listens to you and is involved in your life?
But like,
Great.
have you seen their face? Like they're so attractive. Like they're just like the perfect amount of face attractiveness.
When you get to 100, they'll still be looking great. They'll be like, "Whoa, Nick, how did you get with this great person?" And your parents are dead.
Oh my, okay.
They want to
Yeah.
be involved in your life. That's so great.
You get 2 for the price of 1.
As a disclaimer, we do not encourage this. We do not want.
Wait, I'm confused. Are both of their faces attractive, or is just one of their faces attractive, the one that's on top?
You can have creative liberty with it. Either way,
Okay.
it's still 2 children in a trench coat.
Yeah, but they could be slightly older children. Consider that. It's more socially
Okay, but
acceptable.
will your parents love 2 children or the 1 children?
But it's not about your parents, it's about you, right? And you looking
But
at them, you're like, wow, they're very attractive.
nice to have
2
like your
attractive people.
Okay, Nick, make your decision. Who's
And
gonna
they
win?
smell great.
Wait, can I break up with them?
No.
Oh,
You're mating for life. Which is good
okay.
because when you're older and you're all wrinkly and stuff, they'll still be young.
Yeah. Okay.
It's children.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with like the second one. The smells great, attractive face, and 2 children in a trench coat.
So what really sold you about that one?
Okay, so like I gotta think about it like this. So the first one, they're 4 years old, and I don't even know if they're attractive.
Yeah.
And they're obviously only listening to me because they're like a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And of course, my parents are gonna love a child. So there's really not much going on with the first one. The second one, I'm gonna assume like a child could be like up till 15. So like I guess like that has a smaller age gap, so it would still be weird, probably for like 10 years until like they're like 25, and I think if I'm like 36, that would be less weird. So I'd have to like wait 10 years before I actually like date them and it's not weird.
Ah, that's called
And then
grooming.
I guess like two for the price of one.
Yes.
So yeah, and a free
Uh,
trench coat.
we put in a disclaimer. We don't want this. Grooming is bad. Child pedophilia is bad. This is for a game.
Yeah, I feel like both of these things are gonna end up with me in jail, but I'm
Yeah.
choosing the one that's the least
Okay.
the least
One
weird.
child in jail is okay. Like when it like one child, but now you have two children you're grooming. Good luck getting out of jail, buddy.
Okay, so my white flags is best sex ever, and every time they kiss you, $100 appears in your bank account.
God damn it, I also had that white flag. What the heck, Maggie?
Wait, so did I.
You really, really wanted that one across, huh?
Wait, this was 1 a.m., so excuse me for that. I don't know what happened. Okay, it's fine.
Okay. So their red flag is that yes, but you have to call them daddy all the time. Like even out in public and everything. Your perfect guy is friends with all your favorite celebrities and always willing to do things for you without you asking.
For red flag, has the mentality of a third grader.
Both are not so great. Can you both please make your case? Because both sound kind of rough. First one not so bad though. I mean, not great, but I don't want the mentality of a third grader.
Wait,
Addicted.
what was the red flag for mine again?
You have to call them daddy all the time, even out in public.
Yeah, okay. So like I think that's not even that bad because you guys could just like you make $100 every time you kiss the person. So you guys could just live on a yacht and there won't be anyone around to be embarrassed by you having to call them daddy all the time. Or
Yeah,
just
but you're gonna isolate away all your friends? Are you really gonna let your mom not judge you for the fact that you have to call him daddy all the time? Or all of your friends like judge you and stuff?
yeah.
Wouldn't you
And like whisper it.
like if they had a mentality of a third grader, then you could just shape them however you want them to. Like they're so easily malleable. Their brains are so soft and squishy still. So you could be like, hey, do this for me. And they'd be like, yes. And you're like, hey, worship me. And they're like, yes.
Also us.
Nah.
Third graders were mean to us and bullied us.
Yeah, third graders are horrible. You're gonna end up like every time you get in an argue with them, they're just gonna like slap you and run away. So, do you really want that? Also, you could just move to another country where daddy doesn't mean anything and speak a foreign language.
But like why would you not want to hang out with all your favorite celebrities all the time? Like Dua Lipa, your crush of the week. Imagine if you were friends with her.
Oh my god, that'd be so great.
What about like
Taylor Swift?
Bill Hader and
Mm,
Timothy Chalamet and
yeah.
all those like wonderful people.
But I can only be friends with them? Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
plus the fame's gonna get to you. You don't really know what'll happen. Oh yeah, you'll be hanging out with them. They'll look at you as a lesser because you're not famous and rich like them.
No, they're all down to earth people. I only like the down to earth celebrities. I think we'll go with Wanda's.
Really? Third grader, huh?
I mean, it's not great, but like the whole like does like knows what to do without asking. That's great.
Yeah, see? Malleable third grader. That's what you want.
Wait, wait. So Wanda won because you picked her red flag?
No, wait. She
You
won
picked
because she had the white flags.
yeah.
Oh yeah, shit. I was the
And
one that said that. Okay,
yeah.
never mind. My bad. Oh man.
Because I wanted a third grader.
Yeah, that was the red
Oh
flag.
no.
You're like, yes, I am slaughtering you guys.
So Wanda's the judge. Nick, you
Mhm.
can go first.
Oh yeah, money will never be an issue. I really like these money ones. I'm not a gold digger. Yeah, is the perfect amount of honest to you?
And then
Okay.
red flag.
But they write erotic Donald Trump fan fiction.
Honestly, is that a red flag?
Yeah, I guess you're as if they like Donald Trump and they like you, do you really wanna be in that same Venn diagram?
But, like, they could just write about it. Anyways, okay, go on. What's your white flags?
Okay, so my white flag is they own an island in the Bahamas, and when you are with them, you don't gain a single pound when you eat bad food.
Mm.
It's the red flag.
Believes Ben Shapiro is the next Masala or Masai.
Ooh, both racists, I see. Okay, pitch your sell your men to me.
Okay, mine isn't bad. You love vacation, like the Bahamas, you get a private island. Great. And you can eat as much as you want without gaining like a pound. That's pretty great. Like think of all the potatoes you could eat in Bahamas.
Very
Like
specific. Just potatoes, not anything else.
you can drink all you want. You can do anything you want. Like 24/7 eating, no worries at all. Don't worry about getting fat. So what? He thinks Ben Shapiro is the next Messiah. He's not gonna act on it. Not a big deal.
For my guy, money is no issue, so he's gonna buy an island in the Bahamas and whatever else cool stuff you want. He's the perfect amount of honest, so then you'll never have to worry if they're lying to you. I guess like the erotic Donald Trump thing, that's like something he does in his own time. He doesn't like sign it with his name, so you don't have to be embarrassed because no one knows about it.
No, he's pretty proud.
What? Okay. Well, the guy who thinks Ben Shapiro, he's definitely acting on that Messiah thing.
You'll be known as like the wife of a guy who writes erotic Donald Trump fan fiction. Is that who you want to be associated with? Is that your brand?
I'm gonna just tell you right now, the choice is pretty easy. I'm choosing the Donald Trump fan fiction. It's Ben Shapiro being the next Messiah is a bit too racist for me. But like the other one is like he doesn't have to be in love with Donald Trump. He just likes to write about Donald Trump. And it could be like embarrassing him,
Erotic fiction.
Yeah, but it's like
Erotic.
he's creative. And like he's a good writer and he has hobbies of his own and I support that. But like
So you won't be offended that so he always thinks about Donald Trump when he's with you.
But like that's not true. No, you said he writes, not that he thinks about it all the time.
He has to think about it
That's
to write
different.
it.
No,
Where
authors
did he
don't.
get these ideas from? What was he doing with Donald Trump behind the scenes?
Honestly, I would like to know too.
So now Nick is the judge.
Yeah.
Okay, Wanda, you can go first.
Okay. Their body and face are chiseled by the gods. And they match your energy and sense of humor.
But they're always plotting to kill you 24/7. They have the same hobbies as you, and they take the best pictures of you and know all your angles.
Okay. They ate a person once.
One. I'm not gonna do it again.
My person's never eaten anyone, and they may be very unsuccessful. They're just plotting. They're not doing anything. It doesn't
They're plotting to kill you, to eat you.
Not to eat you though. That you can't
know
make
that.
it up. You can't make it go. You can't make it worse.
My person, they only ate a person once. That means they tried it and they're like, not for me. Probably won't do it again.
Yeah, for now. But like one day you're gonna come home and on the dinner table it's gonna be human meat, and then you won't know, and they'll be like, haha, you ate human too.
But they have the same hobbies as you. They know you don't enjoy that hobby, so they won't do it.
Yes, but indirectly, because they ate human meat once, it could happen again, and then because that's their hobby, it could also be your new hobby. Wouldn't it be better if they were just really attractive and or a match
Always
for
trying
your
to
energy and sense of humor? Imagine laughing all the time. Wouldn't you love to laugh?
Because they're trying to kill you. They're trying to catch you off guard.
Yeah, but it's just your sense of humor. It's like an inside joke.
Huh.
Okay, Nick, you choose.
Damn, I feel like the answer is like obvious. It's like they ate human once. Yeah, it is only once.
Okay, you guys have some messed up
Only-
priorities.
Only one.
Like they ate like a part of a human, right? Like they didn't eat the whole human.
We don't know that.
We don't know.
It's very unclear. They have not been perfectly honest with you.
Can you imagine you ate a whole human body and you're like, not for me?
Yeah, I think like the plotting to kill thing is kind of just like it's too hard of a red flag because they'll always be trying to kill me.
Yeah, but they look what if they look at you and they're like, "Hmm, I know what you taste like."
Can you it's like Hunter and it's like in the wild or something. Can you really have a relationship with someone who's always trying to kill you?
Can you really
Hunt
have a relationship with someone who looks at you like a meal?
one time.
One time,
Okay, you guys I don't know how you guys agree on this one. I saw this one and I was like, never."
Funny because we talked about this last night too, and you're like, "This is my deal breaker. This is
Yeah.
it."
Yeah, and apparently you guys don't think the same way, so okay.
Now it's my turn.
They have the same vacation style as you and cooks all your favorite foods.
saw Borat once and now speaks and acts like Borat. Damn, this one's the best red flag I've seen.
Thank you. I will send the compliments to the chef. As you
Okay.
mean every, 6th grader when Borat came out.
For white flags, I would say is a great conversationalist and can speak to animals.
But they punch every barista they see.
That's a lot.
You can't take them out in public now, can ya?
I guess I don't have to take them to a cafe.
Yeah, but, like, what about, like, other places? Like, what if their occupation is, like, a barista and he can sense it in them? So then he'll punch them anyways. Versus my guy who, like Borat is well loved, is an icon. He is I don't know, a voice of a generation, He cooks, has the same vacation style as you. Wouldn't it be great if you guys went on vacation together and he's like, "Yeah, I'm down for whatever you're down for too, because it's the exact same thing I'm down for."
Nah, that's kind of lame. I feel like that's kind of like something that like is kind of like base level. Like if you guys don't have, yeah, I mean, most people you would date would have the same vacation style. I don't know.
Uh,
I feel
so
like that one. I feel like that one's not magical enough. Like, imagine this dude can literally speak to animals. So even if you guys don't have the identical vacation style, every vacation you go on, he can literally just like talk to the animals and be like, "Yo, like elephant, come over here and like let's go on a ride." He literally just go on a ride on an elephant's back.
but, like, what if the animals are talking shit about you? And then he's like, "Hey, that elephant just talked shit about you." And now
Oh,
there's a whole new
I-
species of things to make fun of you.
Nah, but he's a great conversationalist, so he would like never let you know that unless you needed to know that. So
I think that means he'll get along with the elephants.
Because they're talking
yeah,
shit about
he'll
you.
he'll
Yeah.
defend you.
What if there were animal baristas? See,
You
okay,
can't
but
take them out in public.
I don't
That's a
get
small
how you
price to
can be
pay.
a great conversationalist, but decide to punch a barista. Like, where in the conversation does that make sense?
He is often triggered. He had a traumatic experience with a barista as a kid. He walked into Starbucks. He said, "I would like a medium coffee." And the barista was like, "No, it's grande here." And then from that moment on, he has only vowed to punch baristas.
This is a really in-depth backstory.
Yeah,
I would watch a movie about this.
yeah, but you wouldn't date him or marry him or spend the rest of your life with him because, like, he's probably going to go to jail for assault.
Nah, but he's such a good conversationalist. He can like, get his way out of anything. Plus, imagine this Borat guy. He's gonna end up in jail sooner or later just because someone else is gonna punch him in the face and kill him. Like, you don't want someone that sounds like Borat all the time. That would drive you insane.
Sacha Baron Cohen has like kind of like good qualities, Like you could argue that Borat is just like attractive to some people.
The accent?
Yeah.
I
And
don't
he's
know. I
like,
think
he's curious and he like asks like the hard-hitting questions, and he cooks for you and he has like he goes on vacation with you. Like you're so in sync.
This is tricky because I cannot get through a Borat movie because I hated it so much.
Are you
But I
serious? I love the Borat movies.
I could not stand it. Um, but I also don't want to punch baristas.
Wow, really? You're putting these two in the same category? Like one is a like assault and the other one is just like mildly annoying.
I think Borat does a okay, actually, I take it back because the clips I've seen, he was pretty, like, woke. Like,
Yeah,
he something. Okay, I'll go with them.
what?
nice. 3-1 to 1.
I am sad about that. I thought I would have won.
I
Uh,
I know both of you. I got this. Even though this is the first time I've ever spoke to Nicholas, I know both of
but
you.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe I just choose poor white flags.
Yeah, I agree. I think you need to know your person.
Or maybe you guys just have really a lot better red flags.
You guys have some questionable justifications for some red flags. That's for sure.
Well, we have to win. It's a doggy-dog
Yeah,
world.
you gotta
8
justify it. There's some other messed up stuff out there.
8 people once, that's okay. It was only one time.
One time. That's okay. I mean, like, realistically, no, I'm sure that's a deal breaker for many people. But for the purpose of this game, one time. It's fine. No big deal.
Yeah.
What about 2 times? Like, is that where you draw the line?
Like in the game or like in real life?
In the game.
Maybe they took like 2 bites. They're like the first time, like, oh, I couldn't really get a good taste. Like, let's try again. And then they're like, oh, okay. Now I know I don't like it.
Oh my god, okay. Never mind.
Nick, do you have anything you want to plug?
No, I would draw it at 3 times because, like, then there's a pattern forming. But other than that, yeah.
We gave him a chance to plug, and he said eating the person 3 times was okay.
Yeah, famous last words. Those were the
Yeah.
most important things that he could think of.
Yeah, no, I have nothing to plug.
Thanks for playing with us today. I won, as you can clearly see. So we'll conclude it this week with our question. Do you think there's still too much stigma around online dating? I think yes. And I think the only way to be able to stop it is by you being more accepting of not only letting yourself go on it, but also letting your friends and everything go on it and supporting them as they go on it. And like tell people about it. Like, why does it matter? It's like people tell each other that they're dating people. So why not tell people that you're online dating? Well, thanks for watching. Like us wherever you get your social media. Follow us wherever you get your social media as well. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Like us and subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.